What's up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk, Michael. This is going to be my last Chicago Bulls video because of the simple fact that I'll get to why. I'm realizing right now, most importantly, that whenever I do content on the Bulls, it doesn't get as much views as I want it to be. And I've told people this hundreds of times, but I wanted to make a video on this for a while right now. I'm officially done with the Chicago Bulls. And the question that everyone has is why? Because over the past years of me representing the Chicago Bulls, they haven't given me a legitimate reason to be supportive of them. I've witnessed darker days in this team, and they're just going to continue doing it. This season was supposed to be a thing to the front office, to the owners, that this core with LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic was never going to work. We've been telling them that. We wanted LaVine traded a while ago. We'd been telling the owners, the front office, AK, Artorias, that this current core that they have right now is not good enough. But the problem I legitimately have, and the reason why I'm walking out, is they don't care. They just want to be mediocre on purpose. How come let's talk about all the Chicago teams. One team in particular, the Chicago Bears. They're doing a rebuild correctly. They got their franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams, and they're on the rise to possibly become a Super Bowl contender. All right, let's go to the Chicago Cubs, a team that basically has sucked besides one fluke run in, I believe it was, 2016 it was, or 2017. It don't matter. The Chicago Cubs are getting better. Got Cody Bellinger. They're on the rise to being a World Series contender. Chicago Blackhawks got their franchise player in Connor, what's his name? Connor Bretter or whatever. They got a generational player, and they're going to be, and he is a phenomenal player. And the Blackhawks might, in a few years, maybe in contention of winning the Stanley Cup. The White Sox. Yeah, I know their record. Okay, bring up the record. Whoop-de-doo. The White Sox at least are getting a player in the top. I know it's a lottery pick, but at least they're going to get somebody better to build a team for the future. How come those teams, and correct me if I'm missing any other Chicago team, how come those teams can do a rebuild right, except for the Chicago Bulls? The Bulls, believe it or not, and maybe you guys don't see it, but I do. The Bulls have a good young roster. You got Io, who's a great young player. You got Kobe, who is a good young player. It's whatever with Patrick Williams at this point. You drafted him. He's on a rookie contract. Who cares? But the problem is is if anybody knows WWE well, the owners of the Chicago Bulls are like they're basically like the Vince McMahon relying on washed up, wasted talent and to carry them and relying on the good old days. Like I said, they just care about what comes out of their pockets. Oh, fun fact. You guys don't even know this, but the Chicago Bulls are the third market in the NBA, in the National Basketball League, to go to, and the only time out of the past 8 years, this team's best year was winning 46 games, and that was when they lost to the Bucks in the first round. That this year, and I'm hearing reports that there are close to an agreement with DeMar DeRozan. The stuff that we don't want them to do. Honestly, this is pathetic. Honestly, pathetic. Man, I really should have been alive in the Jordan era because at least I would have seen a dynasty happen in my lifetime. But it's looking like the Chicago Bulls won't be winning another NBA title in a century. And I'm just gonna be like I said. I don't generally love basketball as I used to. I mostly watch it now these days because if the NFL season's over, I just tune in. But let's be honest, this team's not going in the right direction. They don't. They just want to be mediocre. By the way, fun fact: the Bulls have not made a trade since the Vucevic trade. How did that trade work out? The Orlando Magic are a rising team. They just need that one superstar player, and they'll compete for a championship. The Magic won that trade. Yes, I will say I will say it. The Orlando Magic won the trade. And to double down on it, to add insult to injury, you gave Vooch a massive contract. You gave LaVine a massive contract. But you're going to get rid of him in the offseason anyway. And I heard that you're close to a deal with DeMar DeRozan. Please, I mean, come on, man. This is not going to work. But the problem is they do know, and they just don't care. Do you want to know what's pathetic? A WNBA team called the Chicago Skies. And I don't know anything about the Chicago Skies. So I can't take anything I don't know any players. But from what I'm hearing, they're actually doing solid. How come a WNBA team who basically no one cares about is doing something right than what you've been doing? I mean, why are you that's the problem. And people are just saying, "Oh, you're just being a fake fan. You're being a no, I'm not." The Bulls are basically irrelevant now. They basically, like I said, you can't keep getting abused and then wanting to come back and take more. No. And to be honest with you, the only time I ever watched the Bulls at all this year was basically on January when the NFL season was pretty much over. And I didn't do content on them until the important games. So it's not like I was doing like I said, I left and I slept like a baby. I lost no sleep because you want to know why this team has. And to be honest with you, I wanted the Bulls to be the reason why, to be a stress reliever of the Bears sucking, but they haven't. They don't even care. The owners don't. They just care what comes out of the wallets. Like I said, I'm done. This is not a clickbait video. I'm just deciding to be. I'm just going to be a casual, and I just love the basketball. But as far as the Bulls, they're not. They're irrelevant to me now. So that's the issue. That's the problem. I mean, if I'm arrogant, I'm arrogant. If I'm a fair weather, I'm a fair weather. But I'm just saying I'm done being a Bulls fan. It's but farewell. Actually, you know what's not farewell uh, because I'm not like I said. There's not going to be any reason to come back to this team, even if Lonzo comes back. There is no reason to come back. There's no reason to support this team. I'd rather do Chicago Sky content than do Chicago Bulls content. At least at least the women can do something that the Chicago Bulls can't. But anyways, that's my thoughts. Rant down below if you must. Thanks for watching.